Last week I made my top 5 of the easiest languages that I have tried to learn. This time I want to make my top 5 hardest. I was in doubt whether my number 5 would be Zulu or Somali, but I've chose that it's gonna be Somali is my number 5. Somali is my number 5 basically because Somali has some very long words. The words are so long, and at the same time I have to pronounce them in a very specific way in order to get them pronounced correctly. It's quite difficult, and therefore it takes some time for me when I practice Somali to make videos around Somali language. But you seem to like it. My number 4 is Ethiopian Amharic. And the reason why I say Amharic and not Oromo is even though they're relatively similar languages, in terms of pronunciation, I somehow find it harder to learn Amharic. Not necessarily to learn the language, but to speak the language, to make sentences. And I just have a harder time learning Amharic as opposed to Oromo. That's why I take Amharic as my number 4. If you say I, for example, inne, the way you pronounce it is just so different from Danish, which is my mother tongue. So yeah, that's why it's my number 4. My number 3, Chinese. I made 2 videos on Chinese and I tried to learn it, and I might do it again in the future because it's a very important language to learn if you want to go into business, and it's such a big country. But Chinese is just very hard, and it's a whole different alphabet, just like Ethiopian and Eritrean. Chinese is just so hard to learn. My number 2 is Eritrean. Sorry to all the Habishas. Tigrinya is just so hard to pronounce for me. It's such a hard time. I try to make a lot of videos for you guys because you like me trying to pronounce it. I know you love me making Tigrinya videos. It's just hard. And number 1 is Burmese. You speak in Myanmar. It's so difficult. I've done it one time, never do it again. It's so hard.